All right. We've had a lot of people. I personally get it a lot. I don't necessarily kind of have anything special about me. I I'm Jason. First of all, I'm with Defend. We are a nonprofit looking to reduce risks for children and vulnerable people. Happy National Day for Truth and Reconciliation Day if you're in Canada or other places. Um, so what what I have for you today is sort of a sneak peek into slides that we have already posted up on our website. If you want to go there, Google 65 squared, just Google 65 square, and you'll get on the page on our Defend website where you'll find all of these slides. There are 26 in total. And generally, this is sort of a very, very high overview look at what it takes to build a social media platform. And I'm going to kind of basically say this under the context of giving an update because I think a lot of people don't really know what goes into software development. So in the spirit of transparency and obviously sort of giving an update on our system, this is what we have for you today. Sort of a sneak peek into what you'll find going on our website. Again, Google 65 square and you will find the 65 square page on our Help Us Defend website. HelpUsDefend.com is where you can go, and then you can click on the 65 square page. It's up there right now. So you can find all of these slides, and it even goes into detail about why it is that we chose our tech stack. And you may not know what that means. I didn't know what this meant. 4 years ago, I was the furthest away from social media as far as development is concerned. I was the furthest away from software development, and I knew basically nothing. I have a technology background. I kind of understand technology really well, but I basically knew nothing about software development. I didn't know how hard it was. I didn't know how difficult or challenging it would be to bring a social media platform to the app stores. And right now we don't even have one on the app stores. So don't go and look for it on the app stores yet. What you're going to find on the app stores, if you search for 65 squares, you're going to find our age and gender guesser. And that is our very first app that we put out. And it basically uses AI running on your phone, and it snaps a picture, and basically it makes a guess as to what your age and gender could be. And that AI model is very old. And it was only trained on data with people's images from ages 25 to 40. So it was not a very well trained AI model. Uh, I can say, though, we have made significant improvements. We have made significant improvements in that system and what I think is going to become the norm as far as login systems are concerned on social media. So, without further ado, let's talk a little bit, a tiny bit about how to build a social media platform. And this is sort of like all you need to know when it comes to building a social media platform. And these are 10 steps, obviously, but each step could be divided into 4 or 5 steps. And I think probably the most important is just generally finding the right team. And I don't list that in here, but finding the right team is so key. Right now on our 65 square team, We have about 12, maybe 13 different teams, and we have about 140 people on those teams. And that to me is not enough. When I take a look at, what our mission is, which is obviously to protect children and vulnerable people online, and when we kind of focus on what that means and how we can actually affect change like that, generally, us as a nonprofit with basically no money, we are relying on people giving their time. So 140 people, but the asterisk is the average team member puts in about 5, maybe 10 hours per week. So that kind of is huge when it comes to software development, because you see these tech companies with billions of dollars, they have thousands of people on their payroll. They're paying them full time. They are building systems that, have years and years of experience behind them. Sometimes we have team members come into our team and they have zero experience. And that's one of the things that we're kind of really working on in the background. Is we're thinking, this is just a thought, and we're kind of exploring and doing some research on this right now. We're thinking about building our own technology academy, I think we're calling it. So the technology academy would kind of focus on our own tech stack. And our tech stack means the types of technologies that we use. Basically, I'll show you what our tech stack is for 65 Square. Let me see here. There we go. Oh, I'm not sure why I can't see this. There we go. So this is our tech stack. When you hear a software developer saying, "Oh, I'm a full stack developer," I don't sometimes I don't believe that. But sometimes that essentially refers to being able to work on the back end. And in our case, that's a Django Python framework, or the front end. And in our case, we have three different front end frameworks that we're using. Uh, React JavaScript. We have probably the most notorious that we're using across our organization is our Unity framework, which uses C# programming language. And then we also have our business app, which is being built with Flutter and Dart programming language. So this is what is referred to as our tech stack. We also have obviously a database. We have a MySQL database. And we also have a separate application that's already on the app store. So you can go and test it right now. It works amazing with scanning 3D objects. So you could take your 3D objects, any objects around your house, for instance, and you could turn those into 3D objects inside the computer. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here, but this is our tech stack. And when somebody says their tech stack, this is what they're referring to. It means the types of technologies and frameworks that they can work in. So when it comes to these 10 steps, this is very, very, very basic. Now, in the full slideshow, I break down each of these steps a little bit more, but obviously this is not a full and exhaustive list of what it takes to actually do this, because what I said right off the bat is probably one of the most important things is your team and how you recruit. And some of that you really can't learn if you're a software developer. If you're a software developer and you're doing full stack, some of this may not be applicable to you. But if you're working in a team and you're intending to work in a team, all of these are going to be relevant, plus more. That's all I can really say about that is the plus more is so super important. And it's really something that, you could talk hours about and, literally get nowhere. Really, all of these steps could be further broken down into at least 5 different steps. But these are the generals. As far as where you start, I'll give you sort of an overview of that, and that's coming up with a concept and figuring out what it is that you want to do and determining what the target audience for that app is going to be, and making sure that it's clearly defined. And in our case, it has been clearly defined. We know that we want to protect people online. We also want to protect privacy. So how do you build a login system that how do you build a login system that respects privacy and does what you need it to do, which is verify people's identity and do that in a privacy conscious way? And we think we've achieved that, but I can tell you that was probably one of the longest steps. We did a lot of research on this. We at first we were taking a look at trying to tap into the banking system, and we determined that that was just not going to be viable. The one system that we were looking at as an example when we first started out here in Canada, when you log into government services, you have to, one of the options it gives you to verify your identity is to log into your bank account and have your bank account send via blockchain your identity to Government of Canada's website. So if that was kind of our starting point, where we have landed is sort of the opposite end of the spectrum. So that is completely, off the table. That's not how we're verifying people's identity now. And that's one of the most important things for us in our minds to help protect people online, which is having an authentic experience, knowing that everybody is genuine, knowing that people have been vetted as far as their identity is concerned, because people act differently when they are verified. If somebody has a blue check mark on their profile, they're a celebrity. Are they going to be asking little ones for, explicit images? Or are they going to be trying to scam other people? No. And that's what we knew we needed to do. Is we knew that the software companies, these huge billion-dollar tech companies, don't want to change. The billion-dollar tech companies are actively fighting against meaningful verification, including this one, this platform, this company that owns this thing that you're watching this on. They are fighting against meaningful verification, actively litigating against it. And why? All for the sake of protection of free speech. Protection of free speech. They think that free speech. Meanwhile, Elon Musk on Twitter, he basically has, said that he wants to have free speech at the core focus of that platform. And they push you. They, basically can't escape the blue check mark. If you want to have any kind of voice on that platform, you have to have a blue check mark now. You have to verify. And it's turned into a joke. And generally, I know that the industry is moving towards this. We see it on a daily basis, but it's going way too slow. So 65 Square is meant to fill in the gaps. But beyond that, 65 Square offers such an amazing experience for a wide variety of people, including children ages 6 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 17, and 18 plus have completely different experiences on our platform. And all of those age groups can't communicate with each other. That's one of the benefits of being able to verify everyone. And when you verify everyone, you can segregate and make sure that those two or those multiple age brackets don't mix. And that's why we're using Unity. And when we take a look at what we're doing with Unity, and one of the reasons why we chose Unity was Unity is a game developer platform. So if you have, you know, a level, let's say that this is one of our 3D cities. This is a door here. These are buildings. And then we have, a window up here, and we have person right here. Let's say person right here is 18. This person is on the 18 plus side of the platform. And right below this, we would see the same buildings. We would see, the same stuff. We have this here, we have this here, we have this here, and we have this here. But over here, we have a little one. And the little one basically doesn't interact with someone that's 18 plus because they are on another level. Basically, that's what it boils down to, is that they're basically on a different level of the game. So, in the gaming world, if you know gaming, I guess if you don't, that's, your fault, I guess. On the gaming world, you have different levels, and that's basically what we're doing when it comes to verified users and our youngest users. They don't see each other because they're not on the same level. We're putting them on different game levels, basically. And that's one of the beauties about doing verification the way that we're doing. One of the main reasons why we chose the passport, and I talked about this in our last, I believe I talked about this in our last live stream. One of the reasons why we landed on passport was because children can have a passport. A child can have a passport, and this is a document that is standardized worldwide. And not only can we use this passport, but we can extract the data from it so that we know that it's true. We know that what we're getting is genuine data from that passport. We can validate the information in that passport against the airline industry's certificate information. We have access to that. As a nonprofit, we have access to 90 different countries, I think. The e-chip, the NFC chip that is located in a passport, you can extract data from this and then validate this against the airline industry's certificates that are governed by each of the different countries. So when it boils down to it, this is the safest, most privacy-focused way, because we're not taking a picture of somebody's passport. Somebody has to scan their passport with the NFC chip in their phone. And when you do this, it's respecting privacy, but it's also being able to get the most genuine data. And that's the most important thing, especially when it comes to verification. Anyways, this is part of the concept. We knew we needed to have a concept for a platform, and we needed to go after a certain target audience, people that use social media today. This is what we're focused on. This is our core audience, except we're also allowing little ones to come in our system. And that's one of the reasons why we know that launching our dating app first, it is very strategic, and it's coming very, very soon. I can't tell you how fast it's coming, but it's coming very soon. It is in the final stages of testing. I'll show you back here. So as far as our dating app is concerned, this is done. 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 This is pretty much done. And we are kind of flip flopping between development number 6 and number 7. We are flip flopping between 6 and 7, working out the bugs. And we are pretty much ready to deploy. It's really hard giving an estimate on this and giving a very basic kind of approach to how we can actually release technology, but it really goes at its own pace, especially when you're talking about software developers that are volunteering. Pretty much everybody on our team is a volunteer. And if you want to volunteer, get on our website, HelpUsDefend.com, and send us a message, send us your resume. We would love to hear from you if you kind of see yourself fitting into any one of these categories or outside of those. We have more than 60 opportunities for people to develop skills, to gain contacts, to do good work to help protect people online, and to obviously get amazing experience. I'm gonna all of these slides, there's 26 slides in total. If you're really interested in how to build a social media platform, they are all on our website, helpusdefend.com, or just Google 65square, and that will take you to the page where this is located. Anyways, thanks for watching. And again, if you're interested in helping protect other people online, please share our message or volunteer. Or if you can't do those, please consider donating. You can do that directly on our website with just a few clicks. Thanks so much. And we will see you next time. Yeah, next time.